the guru of Squad 00, the assassin like no other. Yes, I'm the best at what I do. One of the most notorious in the YouTube anime and manga community. Don't doubt me from me, please. Just don't do it. What? Another No Soma chapter review? Yes, indeed. Chapter 134. Chapter did come out a few days ago. The reason I'm doing this review is not because I'm hyped. A lot of people are hyped. I can understand why they're hyped. I disagree with the hype, not because I'm being just standoffish, not because I'm trying to be combative or anything, but it's because I have pretty much been calling this since the beginning of my readings of the manga. This is true. I've had several discussions with Captain Charles is in the world. He knows who he is. Leader Squad 00, found Squad 00 universe, had with others, keys he knows. So many dudes. But anyways, think someone anti-lock. Think so? Yeah. But anyways, so I've been saying since, I'm gonna go more in depth with what I've been saying. But I've been saying a lot of these same elements. That is the problem. That has, festered itself and showcased itself beautifully in this chapter. And I'm very glad about these last two chapters because we're actually getting legit story writing. But I'll get, again, more into that. Another point, the third point about this video is dealing with paradigm shifts. I'll start there and then deal with the story and then the issues, and then we're going to wrap everything up. Because look, I'll keep it real. There ain't much to review in this chapter. This chapter was so damn simple, it's almost ridiculous. If it wasn't for the significance of the story itself, this chapter would be pointless. I'm just going to keep it real. Because all that happened is Yukihiro Soma, of course the protagonist, he comes into the place, to Arena's place, and she's apparently second. Okay, another point, I can say that for a little bit because they're the key elements to this chapter. Besides, of course, Nikiri Azami. I'm talking about the 6 members of the Elite 10. 5 that was shown, and then there was Rendo. Okay, so Soma comes up in the piece. He tries to do his little persuasive jazz with Arena trying to get a free meal, pretty much trying to barter off for a free meal, saying you owe me one in here, have this good old, I got the goods, okay. So, and he also notices, like I noticed, the 2 ladies who are the owners of that certain big shipping corporation, whatever the hell they run, big in the food industry in Japan, Then he notices, he's like, there ain't no free seat. Oh, you sitting alone, partner? Yo, let me go sit next to you. And dude look straight up like, the hell you think this is? Who you think I am? Nah, dog, nah. Arena, who is this trash you befriended, dog? You got to step your standards up. And he deuces out. He gets a phone call, he deuces out. And then right as he coming out, then bada bing, bada boom, Don Nikiri. The Don himself comes up into the piece with a whole, looking like, and I'll get into the whole Yakuza, because I've been talking about this amongst, from time to time amongst my discussions with Soma. But then they show up, and boom, shows up there. And of course, Rendo shows up on the scene. Just conveniently, she's showing up and bringing Soma along. But look, it's moving the plot. It was obvious what was going on. It's moving the plot. It's blatantly obvious now. And I've been hearing from Charles, and I think maybe somebody else can't remember, that she's going to show up big in the story. And now, whatever her relationship, her interest in Soma, who knows, whatever. Doesn't really matter at this specific moment. Anyways, you get the, the notice of the Elite 10, and boom. Azami is the new administrative head, the headmaster, whatever, of Tutsuki Academy. Alright, very simple. Very simple layout. Honestly, it doesn't get much simpler. Because really nothing happened. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing in this case. But just be mindful that nothing really happened. So no, I'm not hyped. I'm not hyped that nothing happened. Okay, now to what did I say? The story was second. Oh yeah, the paradigm shifts. There have been 4 in no Soma this far. 4 in Shokugeki no Soma. And what do I mean? For those who don't know, a paradigm shift is where there's like ideologies, the focus of, it's often a nation or population or something, the values, they shift. In this case, when I'm talking about paradigm shift in the story, the complete focus in how a story is written, the focus on the characters, the focus on the plot, the focus on various literary elements, the focus is shifting 4 times. This is the 4th, mind you. 4. Now that could be, and I'll break down which each part is. That can be really bad because it can lead to, you know, plot holes, retcons, not good retcons. Most retcons aren't good. They're kind of like mutations, not good. They're malign, not benign. And just downright bad writing. Just to keep it simple, it can lead to a bunch of bad writing. It can be really good. It can also showcase that, I have to throw this in, it can showcase that the author, in this case mangaka, mind you, that's how I say it, the mangaka doesn't know the direction of his or her story. It could be that. It could be really good because it shows the evolution. And this is where I'm at. I'm thinking it's showing the evolution. I'm begging that please just showing an evolution of story writing. Please just showing that you actually have some kind of actual now focus on an actual story. Because this is what it seems like right now. And this is why there's so many paradigm shifts. It's like you're going beyond pure entertainment into actual literature now. And you could see it with the amount of less fan service throughout the series. You could see it in the characters like Nakiri Azami, characters like Now, characters like Hayama Akira, okay? Characters like that. What he did with the copycat, okay? I forget his name, but you know what I'm talking about. Mama, whatever his name is, you know what I'm talking about. The dude who, well, he more than copycats. The dude who pretty much stalks and perfectly imitates your abilities and then adds his own flavor. You don't know what I'm talking about. Various characters. Shinomiya, when he came back, the return in the stagiaire, or however the hell you say, the waiter arc. You don't know, the previous arc. The Moon Festival Banquet arc. We're starting to see legitimate story writing, okay? Stuff that was absent, massively absent at the beginning of the story. Lack of characterization at the beginning of the story, lack of character development. We're starting to see all that jazz. Now, with that being said, the 4 paradigm shifts. The story originally was clearly focused on Soma himself. When he, you know, him and his relationship was pops briefly at the beginning in chapter 1 and a little bit, I think, heading over into chapter 2. And then in Tutsuki Academy, we see this with Soma, he meets Arena, Nakiri Arena, and then Then we get a shift. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it was in the Hell Camp arc. If I'm trying to remember properly, because I was thinking about this the other day about when I was gonna do this review. Yeah, I think it was the Hell Camp arc, and it had to do with the introduction. Well, no. Actually, it was before that. Excuse me. I was mistaken. It was actually when he met Satoshi. Met Satoshi in the Polar Star Dorm, and Satoshi held back. That was the second paradigm shift, because now it's no longer just Soma's story, which it can be good or can be bad. Generally, it's good though, because it allows for the development of other characters. We get a bunch of characters with the Polar Star. Now we got Shun, Satoshi, you got Megumi. Eventually Akumi comes in, but you got the members of the Polar Star Dome. And it seems we're gonna get more focused. That's gonna be the main cast. No, that's gonna get thrown out. And what we have here is it Shinomiya? Yeah, actually I think it, in fact, now that I think about it, actually there's 5. Excuse me, there are 5. Because I forgot about Shinomiya's entrance into the story. Now he even has a side story. Shinomiya coming into the story and introducing you in the Hell Camp arc. Already, your 3rd paradigm shift. And people will say, well, it's arc. No, it's not arcs. It's complete focus change in the series. Now, I'll use a few other manga to show what I'm talking about. In the 3rd one, you have Shinomiya. You have Dojima Jin Dojima, how you want to say it. You, of course, you know, Dimensional Pops more, so we're going to get massive focus eventually with him. Who else? Did various veterans. So now the world's being bigger. Now it's definitely, they better go beyond Tutsuki Academy. And now it's more focused in, now who's the main cast? The main cast is way more than we anticipated. Or others than we anticipated, and others getting left in the wayside. So now, the another shift is in the autumn election arc. It's almost like every arc was shifted. Okay? That, at this point, that's what's been going on. Except in the Stagiaire Waiter arc, whatever you want to call it. Okay? That one we didn't shift yet. And the fourth shift, you have now, okay, apparently, Aldini's in there, but he's not really, okay, he seemed like he was setting up to be a rival. Nope, not a rival. Get out of here. Soma has no rivals. But where we do get set up with, apparently it's going to be Akira, Soma, and Kurikiba, Mad Dog Kurikiba, Spice King, Hayama, Akira, you got Yukihiro Soma, and you got Mad Dog Kurikiba, going to be the main dudes pushing forth. But now we have, again, Azami. Complete changing, and it's apparently going to be shifting to the focus of the Elite 10. So now where's the focus going to go here? If the trend continues, we're going to have another paradigm shift, the 6th one in this series. Very soon, mind you, within an arc or two, depending on how hopefully he stays on this one, because this is the proper focus of how it should have been anyway. The Elite 10. I mean, the fact is, the Elite 10 shouldn't, if you going by the progression that was set up, shouldn't have been for at least another 2 arcs. At least! But no, he decides to introduce some full-blown. Why? Don't know. I'm not this one I'm not sure. Now, what I was saying about paradigm shifts, I'll show. One Piece, for example, for those who know One Piece. Before chapter 434, even though there was other stuff going on, it was the Straw Hats. Once you hit chapter 434 in the manga, it's in the meeting of Whitebeard, Edward Newgate, and another Yonko, red-haired chicks. That changed the entire game. From that point on, the story begins its initial process. Now, post-time skip, we more have a plot-driven narrative rather than a character-driven narrative. Still character-highly driven, but you start to see a more mature story from that point on. It was already progressing towards that, but from that, the game changed. The game changed. The whole paradigm shifted. The whole themes were set into place. Freedom, balance of power, and justice. Those are the 3 main themes in One Piece. For those who want to debate that, they can try to come at me, but actually show facts from the manga. There's the paradigm shift. In Naruto, post-time skip, the pain arc with Nagato. Nagato changed the game. It changed from a power scaling structure to a storytelling structure to the Naruto, Sasuke. Everything changed. Everything changed, okay? The threat level, everything was just gone, the whole bar was raised completely and astronomically, if not exponentially raised. You can go into Hunter x Hunter, the Hunter election arc, change it. You can argue the Chimera arc, but it's a little debatable, but the Hunter election arc changed the game. Gene Freaks coming in, changes the game. Toriko. It's actually had 3 paradigms, I think, because I know around chapter 100, when former president Ichiryu comes in the game, he changes it. That whole thing, the preparation for the Golden War. And then, when was it? Was it chapter 263? I'll just go chapter 263 when the battle, okay, we later find out to be Wolf King Guinness shows up on the scene. That changed the game. Changed the game completely. There may have been another paradigm, who knows? But you get my point, hopefully. It changes the entire, the reader's focus. It changes the layout of the story. It changes, threat level. So much changes, okay, with paradigm shifts. And that's happened so many times in Soma so quickly, and it's not even a long-running series. Even to the point of some of those I mentioned. Even Magi Labyrinth of Magic and the God of High School, I could mention those, but those are even more open-ended, you can argue, than some of the series that I mentioned previously, if not all of them. But hopefully you get my point. Moving on to the second point about where am I? About the story. Yeah, the story. How this affects the story. Now, the thing is, I always had an issue, okay, with the way that Tsuki Academy was structured. really did. When you look at it, you had this director who seemingly didn't have power but did have power. I don't know, it was weird. We never got a full thing about the director, mind you. We don't know what the director actually does. The only thing we've seen Don Nakiri come in is to help Soma out and to be kind of an overseer of certain events. That's it. That's all we've seen of the director power. Nothing else. Everything has been the Elite 10, Elite 10, Elite 10. Now here's a bunch of students, mind you, given anything that they want. And unlimited, seemingly unlimited resources. What? I also made a point that Soma said something very interesting. He said that they're in a recession right now. Japan is in a recession. But here you have a clear clash, ideologically, economically, politically, so many elements, other elements, sociologically, okay, psychologically, with the Elite 10 being able to do what the hell they want to do. Whatever they want to do. As long as they follow very thin lines of rules. More thin than, let's say, the Shichibukai in One Piece. The Royal Warlords, if you know One Piece, you know what I'm talking about. Even less. They have seemingly absolute power over the Academy. A group, not of alumni, not of a board of directors, but of students who somehow came through this we don't know how they came. At this point, we don't know how they became the Elite 10. We don't, in fact, know how the Elite 10 even became an institute. And then, here's where it gets so much dicey. You have the whole Don thing. Now, I've been calling Azami, vampiric. He's had that vibe, that aura, whatever you want to say. He's admitted that, he's giving off that look. But in this chapter, he looks straight Yakuza. Straight up. Looks straight up like a gangster. And then you have this whole Don Nakiri. That I've been questioning that since he was introduced. Even though it's hype. A Don? What are we now going Toriko with was it Ryu? And I know Match, the Gourmet Mafia. I mean, is that where we're going here? Don? Yakuza? What? That whole element is shady in of itself, and it should have been a red flag from the get-go. We're talking some underworld dealings here. Where are they getting all this money? And you could say it's rich. Rich folk can't provide just all this, bro. Think about that. And now here you got an Azami. What did he say that was wrong? You may not agree with his views. In fact, Soma was put in a very interesting situation by Rindo because she's like, yo, which side do you follow on? Very reminds me so much of what Heavenly Demon Don Quixote Do Flamingo, aka Joker, from One Piece, said pre-time skip, talking about the age of smile and chaos and riding the wave. You had the hyena Bellamy talking about similar stuff. That reminded me. It was like, oh my goodness, did he get inspiration from Ichiro Oda? But seriously, it's that kind of situation. She's talking about riding the wave to, this new wave, new era, and then you got 6 voting inside him with this dude, and blindside and Don Nakiri. Don Nakiri, see, this is why I can't vibe with what he's saying. People want to try to act like he on the side of righteousness. This dude is hypocritical as a mug. You set up a system of a dog-eat-dog situation. You are giving these students this seemingly absolute power. Are you talking about the students decide? What is it? With outside influence? Stuff like the Hell Camp arc, the Autumn Election arc, showcasing that your whole system is flawed. It is corrupt from the origins, from its foundations. That junk is built to crumble. Then you had that whole headhunters generation called the Jewel generation in the manga. They some headhunters. You got Soma, you got Aldini. You got the Aldini brothers, but really Takami. Kurakiba, Mad Dog himself. Of course, Akira Hayama, you know what I'm saying? Megumi's a dark horse, she's the baby. But there's others I can name. Now, Hisaka. I'm trying not to get her confused with Hisoka, okay, from Hunter. Arena's like in the midst of it all. You got Alice and the Curious. You got them headhunters. Okay, they coming for the heads of the Elite 10. And then we don't know where Satoshi lies. In fact, now we're put into this very strange position where we know nothing about these dudes of the Elite 10, pretty much. We know nothing. But now we're getting lines being drawn, but in fact, we don't know if lines have been drawn. Arena doesn't seem like she knows what's going on, but she's part of the Elite 10. So they did this as some secret conspiracy jazz? You got the first seat represented. You got the dude looking like he was a swordsman, big boy. You got Rendo. You got the girl with the bear. Who else was up in that piece? Kuga ain't up in there. Fake Aizen's up in there. I think it was one or two other. Was it girl with the glasses? Was it the girl who's trying to get on Kuga? I'm trying to remember if she was up in there. But you got 6 up in there. We know nothing about these characters. I mean nothing. And yet now you're splitting sides? So as far as the story goes, this doesn't surprise me, but the execution is a bit suspect, to say the least. To really say the least. You know, it could have been done better. Pure and simple, it could have been done better. And what was the last thing I wanted to say? It was the paradigm shifts, it was the story. Dang it! I'm trying to remember. I can't remember what the other point I wanted to make, but I will say though, it is good for the characterization and character development. It is good. I'm really hoping to see where this takes us to. I'm really hoping that we actually pull away from Soma for a while. Because at this point, either you pull him away or you make him Elite 10. There is no other option. And now I can see, okay, Aizen's finally back, because we've been wondering, some of us been like, yo, what's been going on? He's apparently overseeing like 20 stalls, like, what the hell? Renda was off doing her thing. But now we see, I'm guessing it was perfect setup for two-tone Kuga to get that work and get body bagged by Soma and the Shokugeki. Now we see why, and hopefully Soma gets in the Elite 10 soon, because now it makes no point to reason otherwise. But then where does it fall with Akira? I still have, you know, I can make another video, but where I have Akira and Soma and the rest of them eventually in the seats or whatever. But this leaves a kind of power vacuum, actually. Even though you have the current structure, what's going to happen when a lot of these dudes graduate? See, that's part of the problem here. And another thing though is, why is Rendo so interested in Soma? I know I'm hearing about family relations and positive. What is Rendo? Why is she so interested in this dude? And why? I know what he was saying, but why on the side? He's still a freshman. He's not. I know he was part of the 8, but he's not, you know, 10. He's not even like. How much has he proven himself? Hey, so there's too many questions right now. There is the story. While it's seemingly shaping up, it's still in flux, and it could implode on itself. So we shall see. This review's been long enough. I'd expect everyone to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts on this chapter. Tell me your thoughts on the story itself. I mean, seriously. I know the fanboys will be, oh, this so. But seriously, on the story, structure, and everything that goes with it, I'm really curious to see what y'all think. All right, y'all. Have a beautiful day.